Hello, everybody. It's Watch Spot, and I'm Kamurai. Here to talk to you about stuff you watch, media, movies, TV, web series, whatever. So sad news thing as far as like YouTube web series stuff goes. Rooster Teeth apparently has pulled the Nose screenplay. I hope it's, if nothing else, it's a horrible fucking name. It never should have came on as a show with that name. I don't know what they were thinking. I'm hoping that they retool it and they make it a little bit better. They were really trying to go for user interaction there, and I don't think it meshed well with the sometimes little pompous talk that they had, and that's fine. I'm not saying that like they don't have the right to their opinions and the way they want to talk about it. I'm all for it. I was actually watching it, enjoying the show. There's a couple episodes that like it dipped, and it's like, ooh, guys, what do we do? But that's all right. Even having the video store there was actually an okay idea. I was okay with that. But I'm hoping they retool it and they bring it back. I really enjoyed having that show, especially on that time slot, so that I could come in and watch it Wednesday mornings or whatever it was. The following day. I don't think they need to do the trivia thing that they were doing because everyone's on the computer watching it anyways. They can just look it up using Google or what have you. Kitty. So it's what it is. That's okay. I think I've got a lot less in movies to talk about, so let's go ahead and start there and get that out of the way. Actually, let's start with comedians. I don't know what it was. I got stuck on a thing where like I think it was when I was traveling, like I wanted to listen to Jim Gaffigan's latest whatever he had done, and the latest one that I can find is 2012 Mr. Universe, and apparently it's on Spotify. Clips of it show up over Pandora. It's on Netflix, so I was like, oh, let me try to watch this, and it did not work to do that in the car. I just want to listen to it. I wasn't trying to watch it. But I finally got around, and I threw it on, and very funny. I think it's probably like 2 kids ago. This is 2012, but very funny guy. I really like his stuff. It's good to watch him as a stand-up comedian again. Very interesting. Also in the same realm, but not quite the same genre or platform, rather. Or in the world of podcasts, though, this Hollywood Babylon has come back in force after Tux has been released. So I'm really enjoying like having that to watch or listen to, whatever you want to call it, on Mondays. I think I've just been trying to listen to it on the smodcast.com. I haven't been going over to the CSmod YouTube page, so I don't know what's going on there. Where's my notes? That icon. So yeah, so Janice saw Bob Crow Old in the UK, which is also 2012. They did 3 little filmings in the United Kingdom because they did London, Manchester, and Edinburgh. And Edinburgh is in Scotland, so it's very important not to call that England or even Britain. I think they get offended. It's all right. But that was good. It's good. It's a great turn on and kind of go to sleep type thing because it's just them chatting. It's literally like Kevin and Jay having a conversation in front of people. They ruined the magic, though. I really am upset about this. Beginning of the London one, they're going over their notes, like of what they're going to talk about. I'm like, no, don't do that. You don't want to disillusion anything that makes it seem natural. I know what happened with Babylon. That's a very structured show. Ralph goes through and does a lot of work ahead of time to get that show on order and kind of timed out a little bit, so that he at least as far so he knows how much time he has to spend on what. So when they go over, they know they need to get something coming up, even if it's just Liam Neeson's cock jokes. But so that was fun. One of the things I got caught on watching YouTube recently was like banned funny commercials, sexy commercials, movie outtakes. There was like 2 of them. There was like a top 40 and top 50. And for whatever reason, Leslie Mann, Paul Rudd, and Jason Segel like had a bunch of them. And I was like, what is this? How have I not seen this movie? This movie looks fantastic. I realized I had seen it. I was like, I need to watch that again. The movie's called This Is 40. I did try to watch this again. I had an issue. I had to like kind of watch it in 2 parts. But They cut some really funny stuff out of the movie, but the movie's kind of got this like serious overtone. It's not quite a dark comedy because it's still like a family comedy. So like I think trying to like find a middle ground between that just ended up being kind of a drab. But there are like scenes that are like very, very funny. Leslie Mann is hilarious alongside Paul Rudd because they're really the focus of the movie. Jason Segel's bits are really good. The Irish guy from IT Crowd is in there too. I cannot remember his name off the top of my head, but he's pretty good as well. Megan Fox is in there. She's the hot girl or whatever, and Leslie Mann plays with their boobs. So like I liked that part of it, I guess, but I don't think Megan Fox really brings much to the table. Leslie Mann ruled that, and she's the hot one out of the two for me too. Beautiful lady. Started kind of like showing off her body a lot more in the movies. I don't know if that's just a thing or if like it's something she wants to do to make herself feel better. But good on her that she still looks that good at her age. And don't let Megan Fox show you up by all means. And wonderful actress, more importantly. She's not only is she hilarious, but like, and she's kind of taken a back seat in a lot of roles before this. Like Paul Rudd, like he kind of got his big break on Friends, and like so he was a normal guy. And then from then on, like he was always kind of spotlight to me. Like he was never really like a true supporting character. But like I think Leslie Mann in the first movie that always comes to mind is Big Daddy, where she was the love interest's bitchy sister. And she was supposed to have big boobs, and like that was her whole thing. And he would make fun of her for that. And like it's a shame because I know she's a lot funnier than just being the girl with boobs. So like it's there. I really want to see more. The movie made me want to see more of her, and it reminded me of Knocked Up. And I think she's a secondary type character there, but she's kind of in that same role. She's hit that mom phase that some actresses get, and I really hope that she really brings it. I'd love to see her. Like if they had to fire the mom from Modern Family, like I'd like to see Leslie Mann come in. And I like that other lady a lot. Don't get me wrong, but like. That would be like a weird alternate world episode or something. I don't know why I haven't tried to watch more movies. I think I've just been lazy and I've had other things get in the way. But Honeymoon, if you have not seen Honeymoon, you need to watch Honeymoon. I'm going to say it one more time. Honeymoon. I don't know if it's Rose Leslie or Leslie Rose. But the beautiful girl from Game of Thrones, and I don't know, like that's going to narrow it down for you. Even if I say redhead, Rose Leslie, it's not going to narrow it down for you. What is going to narrow it down for you is when I say she plays the wildling character that Jon Snow gets with. You know nothing. What is it? You know nothing, Jon Snow. That girl. I got excited about the movie just because she was in it, because I hadn't seen anything other than Game of Thrones with her. I got excited because I'm like, oh, it's the pretty girl. I thought it's that. Because sometimes your brain just turns that direction. Wonderful, wonderful actress. She can do more than you know nothing, Jon Snow. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that in this episode. But she does such a fantastic job with that character. The character is going like one direction for sure. There's some plot twists and points, like to the point where I don't want to give anything away in this movie. I want you to go into this movie like I did, not knowing anything. I didn't even know what genre it was. I just knew that it was a movie that I had picked out for me to watch before, and I think I'd picked it based on the fact that Rose Leslie was in it. And her co-actor is very good as well. There's really mostly them throughout the movie because the whole premise is that they go out to like a lake house or something, so they can be on their honeymoon. So that's what they're doing. But I don't want to say any more than that. But watch this movie. I would put it on a guarantee list. Maybe if you know anything about this movie, you would evaluate who you're telling to watch it. But to me, I think it takes you on a real experience. It takes you in one direction, and it very fluidly turns it on its side and takes you in another direction entirely. And oh my gosh, I can't wait to recommend this to somebody and be like, "You're watching this movie, dude!" But this has come from the guy who says like he still really wants to watch Tusk, and I just been lazy about getting online and getting it to watch. I really need to do that though. Did I have anything else on that list? Nope. Delete. So the rest of it is just TV shows. I'm gonna get rid of this one because it's on Netflix. And I don't have anything else there. There's a show called Ancient Aliens. Collection, I think is what this is called. It's a collection of evidence saying that there might have been aliens that visited the planet back in like Egyptian times and whatnot. I don't know why everyone's so obsessed with this idea, like Stargate. That's all that is like, oh, aliens came. That's why the Egyptians thought the things they did. And like the first episode I watched was all about that. It was like, oh, here's a little bird that they made, but it's got wings that come on top, and they're in a triangle, and it has a rudder, and birds don't have those things. And it may have just been the easiest way to build. They may have just been things that people threw away, but like it's interesting to the point where like they replicated them like to scale, and actually found out that they could fly. Like ridiculous. The thing that was missing, of course, was like a power source, but it was just kind of boring and silly enough that like I put it on and went to sleep. So if you need something like people talking to you about boring shit you don't really care about, or you really like the idea of aliens coming and visiting us previously in the time stream, this is a show for you. It's actually a History 2 show. I don't know what that symbol is. It's the H2. I assume it's a History Channel. I apologize. My nose is itching me something first. But I can do that now. Back to Hulu. New Girl. I cannot remember if I talked about this or not, but I'll be really brief. New Girl the episode was all about bringing out their relationship out of the closet, let's say, because they were hiding their work relation or their romantic relationship at work. Now they brought it out, so now they're gonna have that as a factor in like every episode. Now it's like we're having trouble at work because people think favoritism, and they really beat the horse dead and further in that one episode. I think the joke went a little bit far. I mean, they even had Brian Fuset's character like they took the kids on a field trip and he just took them to rake leaves at his house because apparently everyone's horrible at coming up with field trips for the kids, which is probably why we don't hear about our kids going on field trips and stuff anymore, because no one wants to do it in the first place, and then people fuck it up. But let's move on. Agent Carter, Time and Tide. I think I talked about this last week. It was the one where Jarvis got interrogated, and like all this stuff came out about his wife being an illegal immigrant. So they've got pins on Jarvis, and Carter had to fuck things up in her job to help him out so that like she could back him up, because he's been instrumental in helping her outside the bureau because they're not the ones doing it. It's just been her playing vigilante essentially. I feel like I'm trying at this point, but Modern Family and The Middle, like I always feel like they have parallel things going on. Like The Middle was the one where Frankie has to work. She finds like an old check that's invalid, but was never cashed. So technically, the dude owes her the money. He can't not do it, but they're not gonna go bring a lawyer into it because it's only like $300. So, like the guy agrees. He's like, you come work one day for me, and blah blah. She does it, and she gets like 3 commissions or something because she just gave up. She's like, oh, buy the car, don't buy the car, whatever. So so that was her new motto is "Don't try." And I want to say on the exact opposite, that may have been the one where Axel helped Grandpa put in a sink, and they kind of like redid the kitchen, and they redid it right, and he just challenged Axel's laziness the entire time. So like it's counterintuitive messaging, but the idea is to relax and let it go, and just do what you have to do things right, but don't necessarily go further. So you always try to find the medium between the two extremes in cases like that. And then a similar thing, like what was it? The Dunphys' neighbor parks like a boat in their driveway, but so that the boat's leaning over onto their neighbor's property, which is the Dunphys. The Dunphys can't open their car door essentially because the driveways are too thin. Yeah, I definitely talked about this. So that's very similar aspect of letting things go with the neighbors and just finding a peaceful medium. And then parallel with that, Cam and the redhead, I can't remember his name all of a sudden, with their adopt a baby, Lisbo, so her name's Lily, that's right. Her being a clown. Very funny seeing her being a clown, kind of terrifying idea or concept in real life. A to Z, I'm so worried that the show is not going to actually finish, because the whole point of the show is 26 episodes, A to Z, and they do one episode or one letter an episode. And like, so now they're on L for his likability. So this is all about Zelda kissing up to his dad because apparently that's important that he like her, and then apparently he turns out to be lying shit. So now he's mad at his dad, and then Zelda's just like, I don't care if you're a poopy head, you're gonna make it up to your son, blah blah blah, which is fine. Like, it's the moral there is family is important, blah blah blah. And we're further exploring the relationships, the family dynamics that this group of people have. So it's very interesting in that respect. Man, I just blew all that in my face, didn't I, Tux? Needy baby. Hairy baby. I still want to see that movie, Big Hero 6. Yeah. Okay, so here's the deal. Everyone was making a big stink about Ascension. And I watched most of the first episode, if not the whole thing, and I fell asleep. So it played through to the second episode. So I have like an episode and a half on my watch history, but sometime between that and when I was next able to try watching it, they locked it down. And it's sci-fi, so poop on you. So it's locked down right now, and I can't finish it. So I hate this. I don't know. You don't release it at all if you're going to do that. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't help you. It doesn't get people to watch sci-fi. It doesn't get me to order cable. It just reminds me how much I hate cable. And apparently I watched Defiance and Haven. Haven is actually one I've been wanting to watch, which is interesting that it came up. Man. Putting so much work, I'd shave all of you. Oh, no, it's starting to play. I don't want that. I just wanted to see what episodes of Defiance there were, like how many. Because it gives me a random episode. Oh, no, don't do this. See, and then the beginning of season 2 is locked down. So I'm not even sure how far. Oh, I don't even know if that comes up in the speakers or not. I don't know if you can hear that. But my problem with Haven is that they're doing the thing where they only let like 5 episodes on at a time. So I can't watch it from the beginning, and we're in season 5. So I'd have to start all the way over. And I can't even remember what it's about, and Hulu's being weird because I'm streaming. So I'm going to have to figure out what Haven actually is. But Defiance, I'm pretty sure I watched all season 2. Because I think I remember I almost prayed because some of the things get pretty crazy. And I definitely watched the first half. Now I'm looking at the thumbnails. So Defiance is a great, great show. If you can, it's probably on Amazon now that I think about it. You could probably watch it there, and it's a really good show. If you like Falling Skies, it's like a more political version of that. It's like post-apocalyptic, aliens have come and are living on Earth with us type thing. But in Defiance, they're very humanoid, and they're very much about finding ways to live peacefully, but all trying to politically get on top of each other. Whereas in Fallen Skies, we're all trying to kill each other so we can live peacefully by ourselves. Yeah, sorry, this reminds me, I've got something else I've got to look up later, because stupid things. But, oh, why are you doing this to me, Amazon Prime? See, I plugged it, and then piles of jerks. Piles of jerks. All right, so Christella, Dead Arm. It's all about bullying. I'm all for this. I really like that we have anti-bullying messaging in our TV shows and everything. But it's kind of a weird thing, especially because we never really know, like, okay, real quick, Defiance Season 1 is available for instant or for Prime Instant Video. Defiance is on for about $30 for the season 2. So that's something else I got to figure out. Falling Sky Season 4 is on Instant Video. So watch that instead, honestly, if you're a Prime guy. I'm really curious if the first 3 seasons are available then. Yeah, all 4 seasons of Fallen Skies. Go watch Fallen Skies. It's seriously, it's great. It's a post-apocalyptic thing where, like, we get invaded. All these bug guys come and, like, steal our kids and shoot us up, and we start a resistance where we actually end up winning to the point where they've got to bring the overlords down. I'm not saying everybody survives to that point, but the overlords come down to see what's going on, and we actually start fighting the overlords, and this other alien race shows up eventually, and it turns out that this is like an intergalactic struggle with just one part of it happening to take place on Earth. So there is some neat political stuff in there, but it's all very war-centric with some great character work. It's really amazing, honestly. And how much is Tusk now that I'm looking at it? Sorry, I really want to watch this movie now. So you can rent it HD for $5. You can rent SD standard definition for $4, and you can buy standard for $10, buy HD for $13. I like Kevin enough, or Mr. Smith, that, like, I may just throw him the 13. But that's probably where I'm going to do it. So I think the other option is to do, there's like a Tusk website or something, like tuskmovie.com. Something, I don't know. Anyways, I should probably move on. So getting past all the bullying and Christella, which I kind of like that we're actually moving towards her graduating too. Like, they actually put a thing down. She's kind of got like a... No, wait. That's not her. What show is that? I'm getting 2 shows mixed up. I apologize. Oh, I'm getting Mom mixed up. Those aren't on here. I forgot about that. Mom, Big Bang, 2 Broke Girls, and Millers don't show up here. Fuck. I gotta start planning on that. But yeah, Mom, whatever reason, Anna Faris' character is also wanting to become a lawyer, so I'm getting those mixed up. But Christelle, I think, is actually moving towards like a actual position of some sort. And then Anna Faris' character is going to start going, so she's got a job with a lawyer who actually like wanted to sleep with her, but they worked past something like that. So she's damn determined to apprentice with him and be a lawyer as an intern, essentially. So she's going to lose her mind doing that. And I'm really interested to see how she balances everything, because her life was already careening out of control without that. But yeah, I think Christelle is actually moving towards the thing, because they had that whole episode with Roseanne Barr where she was going to go get paid to work there. But I think she still needs to graduate. I think she's like in her last semester. I think that's what they said. That's speculation. I can't really remember an exact date. But Grimm is actually getting kind of exciting. These Nazi fuckers, the Westerine. It's like the Ku Klux Klan of the oh, I hate their words. What are they called? Weston. Spelled with a W. So it's like the Ku Klux Klan of the Weston. Like, they're upset about interracial marriage between a werefox and a werewolf, essentially. And I'm really excited to see where they go. Like, I love all the characters. I started watching because of Bree Turner. It's not why I kept watching, but it's an added bonus because I got to see her in something after all this time. But all the other actors and actresses are really great in this show. The writing is not the best, but it's more premise than like their active ability to implement. But we're edging up to towards the end of the season with this whole thing with the Vess and Ryan. So I really want to see where it goes. Mulaney was kind of a weird episode this time, because I like how they're exploring, because they've definitely gone away from his stand-up material, or at least the stand-up material that I'm familiar with. And I know he's done writing for TV shows before, so I know he has more in his pocket than just some stand-up routines. But like Martin Short's character gets elected for a roast. And like, so there's all these successful people that come and roast him. And then like Mulaney gets up there and roasts him, and he gets all offended, which doesn't make any sense. But they have this like meta exposition about like steaks and hot dogs. Like, it's okay for a steak to make fun, or a hot dog to make fun of a steak, because at the end of the day, he's still a hot dog. But like, if by perspective that the steak sees the hot dog as a steak, then they feel like a hot dog and they get offended. So, like, for whatever reason, like, Martin Short essentially forgets that he's rich and powerful, even if he's old and dwindling. And Mulaney's young and upcoming, but he's still poor and small in the industry. So it's a neat episode like that, but I don't see, like, it feels like a flounder. Like, it's at least the start of one. There's interesting characters there, but it's not Whitney. Like, I'm looking at each of these comedy shows, and I'm looking for another Whitney, because I liked Whitney, but it was particular. And I like Two Broke Girls more, I think, even though it probably has more stand-up in it. Or oddly delivered lines, at least. But, I mean, because there was Whitney, and then Mulaney, and then Mike Birbiglia had his thing, Louis C.K. Like, I like all those. I do. I want to see more, but, like, I want to see it done right. And so when, like, Rachel Bloom puts out her Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend thing, I think it's coming out on Showtime or HBO. It's coming out one of those, like, next year. She's, like, doing filming and stuff for it now, and I can't wait. That's going to be awesome. I really wish I could see it right now, because Rachel Bloom is fantastic and a little good-looking, too. But that's not the point of it at all. She's talented, and she's funny. And as long as she's not singing about cake farts, I love her. It came up on lunch while I'm eating food too many times for me to ever be happy with that thing. Marry Me keeps jumping in the queue, and I hate it. I don't like how Hulu makes you watch things. Gallivant is becoming a weird duck. They are releasing these two at a time, two like half-hour episodes. So I don't know what their concern was. I'm assuming the show got canceled, and they're just trying to like get everything out by the end of a certain milestone, and I don't know what their thought process is there, because it's a really funny show. They sing a lot, but it's okay. It's good singing. To me, it's like a medieval Glee, with almost a more important plot development, because it's not high school kids whining about their iPads being broken. It's medieval people like like, oh, we could have 12 babies and maybe one will live. Like oh, okay. We made that joke. And that's not the best example of humor, but that's like one of their bad jokes, and it's still kind of funny. It's tragic and horrible, don't get me wrong, but the fact that they made the joke, especially in the middle of in context, it's a lot funnier, because they're in the middle of this romantic song about how these two peasant people could be together and they shouldn't be kept apart just because of their station. And then the Mad Queen, Elena, oh, she is causing some stirrings, and I'm going to leave it at that, because it actually is kind of a nice dramatic reveal, other than we go and see the great wizard Xanax, which I could see just like right there, like, oh, we're going to have to cancel this. I don't understand. But played by Ricky Gervais, of all people, which was interesting. And then Castle's continuing his private eye. Like, I almost wish they had stopped. They'd done that on a clean cut. They'd stopped at this season 7. I wish they'd cut season 7 off early, and they made a whole new show called Castle PI or something, where he's dealing with being a PI. Because if this is going to be a permanent thing, then it feels like it's its own storyline. But it's still mixed in with the NYPD storyline from Castle. So maybe honestly it's 2 shows that are overlapping, but they're doing it really well, so I don't really want it to be 2 shows. I just kind of wish it had, like, I wish that was a bigger deal to the people who made the show. And on to Supernatural. I like that they're getting dark again. Occasionally, like, this show is just silly, and I end up comparing it to Grimm, but I like when it gets a little bit too serious, and sometimes it's too serious, but I think it's at the right level of sincerity right now. And it's all about, like, Dean has the mark of Cain. It's what led him to actually becoming back as a demon, and being like the king's second. He was palling around Crowley for a while, but like Dean's kind of slowly going crazy, and who knows if we're actually going to be able to, like, get him fixed. Metatron's not being very helpful, and I don't know why he doesn't have any sense of preservation. Like, he should be begging for his life every 30 seconds, especially like after he made an enemy of like all the angels. Even the ones who followed him don't like him. They just wanted to be on the winning side, and the winning side was whoever had the keys to heaven. So that's what that was. But I am looking forward to Crowley's mom being a stupid bitch, because I've never wanted to kill a redhead more. I do not like that character. I think it's... No, let me correct that. I like the character. I like the character's design. I hate the character in the story. Like, there's not a lot of good demons out there. And, like, Crowley needs loyal people around him to actually, like, do better things. And he actually is a good governor of hell to try to, like, maintain it and not be super crazy with it. Because, like, if that Knight of Hell had taken over, like, it would have been a war on Earth. Whereas Crowley's like, no, we're going to deal in souls. We're going to do this all business-like, eh? So it's going to understand it's not what Crowley sounds like. You don't have to be mean. But I think that's about it for me today. I've got a couple things I got to deal with here, so I'm going to go do that. But you have a nice day. I am Kamurai.